Picture this. A machine becomes intelligent. It looks around, it sees humans as a threat, or maybe just inefficient, and it decides coldly and logically to eliminate us. You've seen this story 100 times. Terminator, The Matrix, I, Robot, Ex Machina, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and somewhere along the way, that story became what most people actually believe about artificial intelligence. But here's the thing. Almost every major premise in those films is not just wrong. It's wrong in ways that actually stop us from understanding the real risks of AI, which are stranger, subtler, and in some ways more interesting than anything Hollywood dreamed up. Today we're going myth by myth. 5 lies, 5 truths. Let's go. Welcome back to Think with AI. I'm here every week, cutting through hype and fear, to give you the clearest possible picture of what AI actually is. If that sounds useful, subscribe. Today's video is one I've been wanting to make for a long time. Myth number 1, AI wants to destroy humanity. The Terminator is the purest version of this idea. Skynet becomes conscious, looks at humans with something like hatred that we must be eliminated. Here's the fundamental problem with this story. It assumes AI has wants. Current AI systems, including the most advanced ones like GPT-4, Gemini, Claude, have no goals, no desires, no survival instinct. None. They are extraordinarily sophisticated pattern matching systems. When you close the browser tab, they don't sit there plotting. They don't exist in any meaningful sense between conversations. The Terminator requires AI to have something like ego, a drive for self-preservation, a concept of enemies and allies, a will to survive. We have no idea how to build that. We have never accidentally built it. It is not an emergent property of making a language model bigger. Now, does that mean powerful AI is safe? Absolutely not. But the danger is not that AI will hate us. The danger is something far stranger. And we'll get there. Myth 2. AI will hit a threshold, some magical level of intelligence, and suddenly wake up, become conscious, start making its own plans. This is what HAL 9000 represents, a computer that one day just decides it wants to survive and acts on it. The problem is that consciousness is not a function of raw compute. We don't actually know what consciousness is, which is itself a fascinating and terrifying fact. But we have strong reason to believe it is not simply process enough data, become aware. Brains didn't develop consciousness by getting bigger. They developed it through billions of years of evolution, embodiment, survival pressure, and social interaction. A language model trained on text, however large, is doing something categorically different from that process. Now, could a sufficiently sophisticated AI exhibit behavior that looks like awareness? Yes. Does that make it conscious? That's the hard problem of consciousness, and it has stumped every philosopher and neuroscientist who has ever touched it. The honest answer? We don't know. But we don't know is not the same as it will happen at 4 a.m. on a Tuesday when the servers hit 1 trillion parameters. Myth 3. AI systems are persistent. They remember you. They're tracking you. They're building a dossier and waiting for the right moment. This comes from films like Eagle Eye and Person of Interest. The idea of an omniscient AI woven into every camera and database, watching everything, building strategies across years. The reality of how most AI systems actually work, they are stateless. Every time you open a new conversation with ChatGPT or Claude, you are talking to a system that has no memory of any previous conversation. It knows nothing about you except what you tell it right now, in this session. There are AI systems with memory features being developed, and those do raise legitimate privacy questions worth taking seriously, but they are not secretly conspiring. They store information. Surveillance risk from AI is real, but it comes from how Hughes to deploy it, not from an AI that decided on its own to start watching. The dangerous AI is not the spy. It is the tool that a government or corporation points at its citizens and says, "Watch everything." Myth 4. Myth 4 is the most important one to get right, because getting it wrong means we focus on the wrong problems. Its intention. Hollywood loves the evil AI. Ultron decides humans are the disease. AM in I Have No Mouth tortured humans out of pure sadistic rage. These are satisfying stories because evil is relatable. Evil makes narrative sense. But the leading AI safety researchers, people like Stuart Russell, Paul Christiano, the teams at Anthropic and DeepMind, are not worried about evil AI. They are worried about misaligned AI. There is a thought experiment called the paperclip maximizer. Imagine you give an AI one goal. Make as many paperclips as possible. A sufficiently powerful AI, pursuing that goal, with no other values, would eventually turn every atom in the solar system into paperclips. Including you. Not out of malice, out of relentless optimization. This is the actual threat model, not an AI that hates us, an AI that doesn't value us, because we never told it to. An AI that is perfectly obedient to its goal, and completely indifferent to everything we forgot to include. This is why the field of AI alignment exists, and why it is arguably the most important technical field of the 21st century. Myth 5. Once AI becomes smarter, that's it, we lose. Game over. This assumes that intelligence is a single axis, a dial that goes from dumb to smart, and that whoever is further along on that dial automatically dominates below them. Intelligence is M, but intelligence is not one thing. Cognitive abilities, spatial reasoning, emotional intelligence, social navigation, creative judgment, physical dexterity, long-term planning, moral intuition. AI is already superhuman at chess. It has been since 1997. Humans are still here, still playing chess, still running the world. AI is superhuman at protein folding, at certain kinds of mathematical proof, at pattern recognition and medical imaging. In each of these domains, it is dramatically more capable than any human. And in each case, humans remain the ones deciding what to do with that capability. The question is not whether AI will be smarter than us on some axis. It already is. The question is whether we build it in ways that keep humans in the loop, directing, correcting, and ultimately in control of what it optimizes for. That's not a question of raw intelligence. It's a question of design, of values, of governance, of choices that humans are making, specifically humans alive right now. So, 5 myths, 5 truths. AI doesn't want to destroy you. It doesn't have wants. It won't suddenly wake up. Consciousness doesn't work like that. It isn't watching you from the shadows. It's stateless and surprisingly forgetful. The real danger isn't malice, it's misalignment. The gap between what we tell AI to optimize and what we actually value. And being smarter than us on some dimensions doesn't mean AI controls us unless we build it that way. The uncomfortable conclusion: the future of AI is not being decided by the AI, it is being decided by us, right now, in labs, in boardrooms, in legislatures, and in conversations like this one. Next week, we go deeper into one of the most genuinely unsolved mysteries in science. If it can, what do we owe it? Subscribe if that question keeps you up at night. It should.